It's really the process of bringing your desires and goals into reality by being very focused and intentional, having positive thinking and visualization. And to me, the key part in all of this is feeling it, because I can visualize anything, but I have to feel what it feels like, whatever it is that I desire. The universe will feel that vibration, and anything you're visualizing or being intentional about will come through. Be very, very clear about what it is that you want. Because if you're wishy-washy, the universe is going to be wishy-washy too.
Hey there, I'm Kaylin Wood, and this is Money Matters for Moms, the show where busy moms turn overwhelm into abundance. Each week we'll talk side hustles, saving hacks, wealth tips, and some energy tips to help make it all stick. Real tools for real financial freedom. No ramen required. I'm talking with Katharine Chestnut today. She has been working in the manifestation and mindfulness space for decades. She helps you move from stress and overwhelm to peace and clarity. Katharine, I'm so glad to talk with you.
Thank you for having me.
So I have to tell you, I am totally in love with manifestation. A lot of people have heard of it, but some may not really understand what it is. So can you give us a quick overview of what it is?
It's really the process of bringing your desires and goals into reality by being very focused and intentional, having positive thinking and visualization. And to me, the key part in all of this is feeling it, because I can visualize anything, but I have to feel what it feels like to have whatever it is that I desire. And that's the piece that the universe will feel that vibration, and anything you're visualizing or being intentional about will come through.
That's actually really exciting, because as a person who does not think of herself as being very visual, I've often had trouble sitting and visualizing what it is that I wanted to manifest. So it sounds like maybe I could skip that step.
There's lots of different ways to do it. There's more than one way to skin a cat here.
Hey, I like cats.
Me too.
Okay. Well, tell me how you first learned about manifestation and what effect learning that had on you.
I feel like I've been doing something around this my whole life. My mom was a hippie in the 70s, and she explored all different kinds of religions and philosophies and things like that. And I just feel like, because I was exposed to all those different concepts at an early age, and on top of that, my father was an entrepreneur. When he was starting a business, he would talk about what did he want to accomplish and why did he want to do it and what did it feel like. So those things were, we didn't call them manifestation back then. It was positive thinking or what have you. And then as I got older, I was introduced to the Law of Attraction, which is the original book before, it was the Mac Daddy. And you can get the book on Amazon, but it's the OG of manifestation. And this was written in the 1920s. And everything that you've heard since then by Hicks and Hayes and The Secret, all of that comes from that. And I think in some way, shape, or form, I've been practicing that. Sometimes it was conscious, sometimes it was unconscious. And when I put my mind to do something, I'm always asking myself, why do I want to do this? And how will I feel? How will I know when I get to my goal? Because I also have 30 years of experience in marketing. So it's all about meeting goals. I like to say I have a balance between my very logical, pragmatic side and my very woo-woo side.
And it sounds like you were starting to do that early, right? Because your parents were kind of representing both of those sides.
Yes. And again, we weren't calling it that. We didn't know that's what it was. It was just, I had to find my way, just like anybody.
And so you were actually able to use manifestation skills, even before it was called that, to focus on like bringing more money into you.
Absolutely. I opened a co-working space 10 years ago. I didn't really know what I was doing. and I grew from 4,000 square feet to 15,000 square feet in 2 years. And then, because I am who I am, I was like, what's next? And at the time, I was recovering from an emotionally abusive marriage. So I was looking for ways to help myself. And that was what led me to creating and being more mindful and meditating. Then that became, I want to help other people with finding balance, because I also spent years in the corporate world, just nose to the grindstone. I had no balance in my life. So all of this kind of came together. I love how things that we do in our life take us to the right place that we need to go next. And this was my right place.
Speaking of teaching others, can you teach us about some specific techniques that moms could use?
Absolutely. If we're talking about manifestation, the first thing, and this is the pragmatic, logical side of me, is set some goals. Be intentional. What is it that I want? Do I want to start a business? How much money do I want to make? Work backwards. So let's say I want a business that is going to bring me $100,000 in revenue, but I'm going to have flexibility to take care of my kids. Because I will tell you, when I opened the co-working space, my daughter was 11. I wanted flexibility to be able to take her to dance or to choir or to schlep other kids around if I needed to, because, that's what we do. Or be in the PTA or go be on a fundraiser for the choir, pick a thing. I wanted flexibility. And when I set the intention, then I was able to create it. So the first thing, set your goals. Be very, very clear about what it is that you want. Because if you're wishy-washy, the universe is going to be wishy-washy too. And then the second thing is visualize it, see it. And if you can't see it, write it down. Like just start, stream of consciousness writing. What do I want? Well, I need to be able to pick her up after school, or I need to be able to do this, or whatever it happens to be. You don't have to visualize it in your head, but put it on paper. Again, this is part of that goal setting and putting that intention out to the universe, because the universe will bring you what you ask for. It may not do it in the time frame that you ask for. I also really like to write affirmations, my own affirmations. And I was taught a way of journaling 20 something years ago that comes from the heart instead of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas from the head. And I thought about it for 17 years, and I finally wrote my book, my first one, The Inner Affirmations. I wanted to share that because it comes from a place of what's true for you. So to me, those are the three biggies, like being very clear, set your goals, visualize what it is that you want, and then write your own affirmations, because when you're doing that, you're providing a reality instead of writing somebody else's affirmation.
And so using those affirmations is the step where you learn to feel what's coming to you.
Yes, absolutely.
How can moms bring those things into their daily life? I love manifestation, right? So I do this, but for me, it's one of those things where you're manifesting something big. You're manifesting the next step in business or whatever. But it sounds like you use this on the daily.
I do. I do. One of the things that really helped me 7 years ago, and I've not stopped doing it since, is meditate. And I never thought I could meditate for years. I thought you had to sit a certain way and your mind had to be quiet. And my mind is not going to be quiet. Like, ain't no way. It's running 90 to nothing. I'm thinking about the next thing I got to do, or if I'm trying to go to sleep, what do I got to do in the morning, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, and I have to go pick up Asha, and I need to go make cookies, and I need to write all of that. It's constant. And then I discovered the Insight Timer app, which is free, and you can do it anywhere, anytime. I've listened to meditations sitting in my car, waiting for my daughter to come out of choir practice. And I can just sit there and listen, and I'm doing something for myself while I'm doing what I need to take care of her.
So then I have a follow-on question for that. If the only time that you have to do something like that, only time you have for yourself is while you're actually driving, is it safe and effective to listen to a meditation while you're driving?
I've done it. I have absolutely done it because I used to, God, I used to spend 10 or 12 hours a week in the car driving, schlepping her and girls around in the back of the car. Yes, it's obviously not going to be a visualization where you're going to close your eyes and you're going to dream that you're in a garden or anything like that. But absolutely, if you're going to do breath work, yes, because especially if you're sitting in traffic, you might want to do breath work so you can chill out. Don't be closing your eyes or anything like that, but there's lots of meditations that would fit the bill.
Great. And I guess anything is better than nothing, right?
Squeeze it in when you can. I created a meditation that is 90 seconds long because sometimes that's all I got. And I might put in my headset and go in the bathroom and listen for 90 seconds and come out and be like, okay, I can deal with it. Whatever nonsense is going on now.
I think every mom in the world needs that one. And how would they get that?
It's free on Inside Timer.
And it's yours.
It's my meditation. Just search for me on Inside Timer. It's called 1 Minute to Peace. It's really 90 seconds, but that's fine. And then if you get time, because I know how it goes, every Monday, I actually host a live free session on Inside Timer, journaling session. We set an intention for the week. We do our journaling, and then we look at our journaling and we set an intention for the week from that journaling. There are people that talk about like, oh, you have to journal every day and you have to journal for at least 30 minutes. Like, no, you don't have to do it every day. Do it 3 or 4 times a week. Sometimes it's in the morning. Sometimes it's at night. Sometimes I journal for 5 minutes. Sometimes I journal longer. It just depends. But I know when I'm complete. I'm telling you, meditation has made a huge difference in my life. So I do that in the morning and at night. And if I can squeeze in something in the middle of the day, great. If not, it's fine. And then the journaling. And again, do it when you can.
And I love the fact that it's so flexible, right? Because we're so regimented in our society and we're told that that's the way to do it. And as women, that's not really the feminine energy. I hope nobody's going to be throwing things at me, but we're much more flowy than the regimentation, right?
I feel you just need to feel what's right for you. Just because this way of journaling works for me doesn't mean that it's going to work for you, but I just feel very powerfully about it.
Well, thank you so much for telling us your story and for giving us some tools so that all of us can start working towards our story as well.
Absolutely.
Thanks for tuning in to Money Matters for Moms. I hope today's episode left you inspired to take one little step forward. Check out the resources in the show notes and share this with another mom who's ready to thrive. You've got this, because abundance is easier than you might think.